What is up, everyone? It is your boy Razorbacks World. Welcome back to another SEC schedule prediction. Our next team is going to be, we already did Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, and Kentucky. So that's five. I think Alabama's 1, Arkansas's 2, Auburn's 3, Florida's 4, Georgia's 5, 6. So 6 teams in the SEC. This is our 7th team. It's going to be the LSU Tigers. LSU thought they were going to have a bounce back year in 2021, but unfortunately, that did not happen. Losing to UCLA, finishing 6-6, making that national championship season feel like a fluke. Now Ed Orgeron is gone. They're bringing in Brian Kelly. Max Johnson's gone. We don't know who's going to start properly. Garrett Musk. We're going to know who's going to start quarterback. What? I think Garrett Nussmeier will, but what will LSU look like this season? Well, first of all, let's get on with the predictions. Here's the schedule. They open up the season in New Orleans against Florida State. Mike Norvell and the Seminoles. Mike Norvell, Florida State has not been really good in the past years or so. Mike Norvell is on the hot seat, and this is probably going to be his final shot in Florida State this year. If he doesn't, he's probably going to be fired. So neutral site games happen. Neutral sites are hard to predict. So Florida, I think this is a very winnable game for Florida State. I think Florida State has a chance to maybe pull off a very shocking upset, but let's be real here. LSU is not going to lose game 1 literally 2 seasons in a row. I don't think that's going to happen. Florida State, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I think LSU gets the victory right here in week 1 to start off 1-0, and then get Southern U coming in Death Valley. That's an FCS opponent, so give me a win right there. And then Mississippi State. Mike Leach coming into his 3rd year. Mississippi State finished 7-5 last year, coming back with Will Rogers, but this game is at home. Remember, last time Mississippi State played LSU, Mississippi State actually beat them with KJ Costello. Mississippi State actually won that game, but I think that 2020 win was a fluke. I think LSU's we're gonna get that one right there. Start off 3-0. Then they get New Mexico. This is the New Mexico team. Give me an LSU to start 4-0 in the Brian Kelly era. Then they go on the road at Auburn. A tricky opponent. Auburn, I don't know what's going to happen with Auburn next year, but I don't know. But here's the thing. Bryson Harsin, I don't know what Auburn's going to look like. So give me the LSU to start 5-0 in that game. Then they get Tennessee, the Tennessee Volunteers. Tennessee is just literally going to be better next year. Hendon Hook, they're getting all kinds of starters back. Hendon Hooker. Besides from Kentucky, Tennessee is probably going to be another team that can compete with Georgia. And obviously, I just don't think LSU has the defense to stop Hendon Hooker, and LSU is going to suffer their first loss of the season. But they go on the road to face off Florida, the Florida Gators. Billy Napier coming in as head coach. Last year, in 2 years, we expected LSU to lose to Florida, but that did not happen. 2 years in a row. Even when LSU was struggling, they always somehow find a way to beat Florida. And obviously, I think that's what's going to happen this year. Give me the Tigers to roll again against Florida, to be 6-1. They are now bowl eligible. So they're 6-1. They're looking pretty good. They're ranked. They're looking pretty good. And they're looking to get back into the college football playoffs and get back to respectability. But then the schedule gets tougher from here. You got Ole Miss coming at home. I think Lane Kiffin will take that game. And then you get Alabama. Bama coming into Death Valley with all the talent Alabama's returning. I just don't see LSU beating Alabama. But remember, LSU did play Alabama tough last year. last year, but Alabama ended up winning. But this time, I think this game will be another close game, but I'm taking Alabama. And LSU will have now 3 losses. Then they go on the road to face off Arkansas. The Arkansas Razorbacks. They're losing Traylon Burks. They're losing Grant Morgan, but they're returning Bumper Pool. They're returning some key players, including the best KJ Jefferson, the best dual quarterback in the country. And they're also bringing in some great transfers. Dwight McGlover from LSU. Latavius Brini from Georgia. They're bringing in Drew Sanders from Alabama. So they're bringing in a lot of talent from last year, and obviously every LSU fans think they're going to beat Arkansas. They're going to get revenge, but obviously I just don't see that happening. I think Arkansas gets you there, gets you again. Another back-to-back years. I think Arkansas gets you right there in Fayetteville. Then you get Alabama, Birmingham. Obviously, I think that's going to be a win for the LSU Tigers. Then they go on the road to face off Texas A&M. And this is going to be a tough thing to predict because Texas A&M is going to be a really good team. They have a young team. But obviously, this is an LSU team that probably this is Texas A&M. They're going to be tough. They're going to be blue collar. Give me a loss, but they're going to finish off the season at 7-5. At 7-5, obviously with losing Max Johnson, I just don't know what this LSU team. They have a quarterback problem right now. I don't know who's going to start, either Miles Brennan or Garrett Nussmeier. We don't know who's going to be starting. Maybe Zach Hill's. Maybe Zach. We don't know who's going to be starting that year. We don't know who's going to be starting. Who's going to be either Garrett Nussmeier or Miles Brennan. We really don't know who's going to start for LSU. So I really think that but even if they start with Miles Brennan or Garrett Nussmeier, I still think LSU will finish off the season with the same record. 7-5. 7-5. They start off the year pretty tough. They start off the year pretty good with an easy schedule, but the thing is that the schedule at the end of the year just gets really tough. It gets tougher by the end of the year. And I think that's what will cost LSU bowl eligibility. That's what's going to cost LSU to get to a bowl game, and I think that will happen next year.